without further ado, let me introduce the resource people we have for the day who are ready to take you through this journey. And indeed, they will come up with answers to all your doubts as well. So we have with us Mr. Prabath Mannapperuma, a tech expert in Sri Lanka, who is also a partner technology strategist at Microsoft. And also we have our very own UCSC products who were able to reach the regional finalist stage at Imagine Cup 2022, Team Prostasia. Now I invite Mr. Prabath Mannapperuma to address the audience. Mr. Prabath, the stage is yours.
Yeah, Mani. Hi, good evening, everyone. Let me quickly share my screen. Mani, can you see my screen? You can just confirm.
Yes, sir.
You can see it, right?
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right. First of all, I would like to thank Microsoft Student Learn Ambassadors at UCSC and IEEE Sri Lanka section or IEEE Club at UCSC for putting this together within a very short period of time. Thank you very much, team, for all the effort. As Amani mentioned, my name is Prabath Mannapperuma, currently working as a technology strategist at Microsoft Southeast Asian New Markets countries. So Imagine Car, I'm sure most of you have heard because this is the 21st year we are organizing this competition globally. So Imaging Cup considered as the Olympic of IT because it's been continued for like 20 years, right? And millions of students have been empowered so far with the competition. When we look at Sri Lanka as a country, we have a really good history with Imaging Cup. Starting off from like I can go back to even before 2010, we got winners from like finalists from University of Moratuwa, Colombo, SLIIT, and various other universities. So as a country, we have that good history because as we know, even though we are going through so many challenges in country with this current economic crisis, our talent pool is still there. So my cordial request for all of you to be part of this golden opportunity, an opportunity which can change your life. So I'm sure the team joining with us today will definitely share the experience they got out from Southeast Asian New Markets level competition last year. Later during the session, I'll be sharing some links for you to go through. Even we had a team from SLIIT becoming the world championship runners-up last year. So, which is a great opportunity. The exposure they got also really awesome. So I have that clip. I will be sharing that with you just for your motivation. So let me take you through this slide deck first, and then if you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand or put it on the IM window. We are more happy to help you with those questions. So Microsoft Imaging Cup, as I said earlier, is a global student technology competition, which is happening for like this is the 21st year we are organizing this, and last year we were celebrating 20th year anniversary also. So this competition is giving you a unique opportunity to build something that matters to you, that matters to your family, that matters to your village, country, and global, like the globe. And also it allows you to make a difference, right? If you can identify a better problem statement, which applies to a larger population, it's gonna make a difference for sure. And this is another one hint I'm going to share. When you are picking the problem statement, please try your best to pick a problem statement which can be applied to a larger amount of people, which means if you are trying to find a problem statement which applies only to your village, to your country, then the population is so small. But the same solution, if that problem statement is still like exists with, let's say, all Southeast Asia markets, maybe India, Vietnam, Thailand, Pakistan, all the South Asia or Asian countries, then the population is so high and the applicability is so good. Because remember, you're going to compete in a global competition. So you have to have those strategies in your mind. And again, winning is also important, but competing is also more important. So I would request all third year, especially second year, third year, and fourth year students to be part of this competition, which will definitely add a value to you as an individual, and it can definitely change your life. I am saying change in your life. I'm sure that the team also will be sharing more experience, and especially Sahan and the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador team. They were like in touch with the last year Imaging Cup competition. They really saw like what happened there, the experience those students who could travel to Seattle, Redmond got out. So same opportunity is available for you this year. So you have like 25 days more to apply for the competition. So you have enough time because we are Sri Lankans most of the time. If we can complete an assignment within like 2-3 days, I'm sure all of you can take part in this global competition within 20 days time. So it's possible. It's not impossible, right? So student age 16 and above can be participated in this competition. I'm sure all of you are above 16, so you are eligible for the competition. And also you have to actively enroll in a higher educational institute. Since you are attached to UCSC, you are anyway eligible. And when you're building your team, you have to have at least one team member, obviously, and maximum number of team members you can maintain in your team would be 4, meaning between 1 and 4 members can be in your team. And those students can also come from different universities. There is no restriction, but especially in Sri Lanka with the current situation, I would highly encourage you to find your team within your university. It will make your life easier and cost effective because you have to work together, you have to meet more frequently when you're competing in this competition in next few months. Again, it won't take 6 months, it's just 1 or 2 months, and it will change your life. Because just think, I mean, the uniqueness you can build in your CV, in yourself, because when you're going out from your university, when you're graduating, just imagine how many students are graduating from your university itself, and then more to all government universities across the country, plus private universities. See how many people going out from the university on the same year, in the same graduation ceremony timeline. But when it comes to job opportunities, I won't say there are no opportunities. There are enough opportunities out there. But again, to find so-called best opportunities or find an opportunity easily will definitely depend on what else you have done, the additional stuff, extracurricular activities, being part of this global competition, your network you have built, how many people know about yourself matters as a university student. So when you're being part of this competition, those are some of the additional benefits you get. We got cash prizes to Azure credit to various other financial benefits, obviously in US dollars. But it's still not only those things, but other stuff. Like if you search for like Imaging Cup competition in like Google or Bing, you can find out how many newspaper articles are there, the PR value you get as a student. So that's why I'm saying even being part of the competition is enough. Winning is also enough. So try your best to bring the cup to your university. That's the most important thing as part of UCSC, I believe. It's your job to bring it to your university, bring that glory to your university. It's your responsibility. Last year, Sahan and the team, not sure whether there were a couple of other teams also, but I think they were the only from UCSC, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me later, Sahan and the team. But still, you have that opportunity to bring that cup to your university and bring that glory. So please take that challenge, and you can do it. So as an immediate action, you have to do build your team. So when you're building the team, it's really good if you can find various types of team members. When I say that, if you're trying to build your team with just 4 software engineers who are doing coding all the time, you might be successful. I'm not saying you are not going to be successful, but your success rate can be increased if you can find at least one other student member for your team from a different stream. Because it really helps. This competition is not only about technology. Technology comes at the end. First, you have to find a really good problem statement. And then you have to think about the population to whom you're going to address sorry, through your solution, right? And then you pick the technology stack. Again, it's not about the technology, right? Not only about the technology. When you're picking the technology, don't try your best to find the latest technologies, chat GPT, whatever the buzzwords you hear nowadays. Don't try to use all these stuff, right? Because problem statement are key. If you look at previous year winners who were part of World Championship, go and look at their solutions, go through it. If you go to imagingcup.com, you have a nice map with the history of the winners over like throughout last 20 years, 20 years. So please go through that and understand those problem statements are really, really nice and really impactful. But the technology, it doesn't need to be so complex, right? Don't try to be overcomplicated with the technology, because during this competition, we all like always put the highest priority for the problem statement, because that matters to everyone, right? I hope you understand my point. So, and then obviously you have to find the technology. Most students are asking whether only Microsoft technologies can be used during this competition. The answer is no. You can use any other open source technology stack for your solution. But when you're picking the cloud, right, to deploy your solution, obviously you have to use a cloud platform, right? Microsoft Azure, GCP, or AWS, or any other cloud platform. But when you're picking the cloud platform, there is a competition rule saying you have to have at least one or more service used from Microsoft Azure Cloud. But if you are familiar with GCP or AWS right now, don't worry. When it comes to public cloud platform, it's just a matter of name changes, the same technology, right? Because it's cloud computing, same set of concepts are there. I'm sure you're also learning about cloud computing. Same thing is there, but different names. So don't worry if you are familiar with any other cloud platform than Microsoft Azure. Go back to Shahan and other, I can't recall other MLSs. We have many MLSs from University of Columbus. So please reach out to them or reach out to myself and other Microsoft most valuable professionals out there. We are ready to support you. We have a bunch of mentors joining from our partner organizations who are ready to support you guys. So please raise up your voice and come and tell us, guys, we need support. This is the idea we are going to submit. We have submitted for the Imaging Cup, but it's not yet on Azure. Doesn't matter. Go ahead and submit your entry. You can come back to us. We can assign a mentor, technology mentor, to guide you on that, because it's just a matter of deploying it on Azure. It won't a big deal, I would say, right? So doesn't matter. Don't think about the technology stack. Focus more on the problem statement, finding an impactful problem statement which applies to many people in Asia, or in a larger geography, not just for Sri Lanka, which will give you a better opportunity. That doesn't mean that you can't find a solution for a Sri Lankan problem. That's not what I'm trying to say. If you want to be a winner, then you have to be more strategic, right? That's what I was trying to say. So when you go to imagingcup.com, now you first you create a team and appoint a leader, and then leader will go to imagingcup.com website, and you log into it with your personal Microsoft account, and then you can create a team as a first step. You add your team name, a description, and then later you can add your team members on your right hand side, if I'm not mistaken. So you can add the other team members' personal Microsoft accounts, email IDs, then an invitation will be sent to those team members. They can also accept the invitation and join the same team you as a leader created on imagingcup.com. That's about the team creation. And now you can submit your entry on imagingcup.com. So you don't have many days. Again, you have exactly 20 days, right? From today onward. So still you have enough time, don't worry. 20 days is more than for you guys. So you submit the entry. In the first round, you have to just add a proposal document. There's a PDF template available on the website itself. You can download it and refer it and create your own proposal and upload it. And then you can upload a 3-minute long video clip, short video clip. Again, don't think about the higher production quality. We will never look at video production quality. We will just look at what you are trying to say, the problem statement you identified, the addressable market or the population you're trying to address through the solution, and then the technology stack, how you're going to take it to the market, go to market strategy, sell with this strategy. All these things will be considered. By that time, You might not have a workable solution, but if you're going to be part of, if you are getting selected for the next round, you have to have a minimum viable product. If you just having an idea, no solutions at all, it won't help for the next round. But for the immediate round, that is fine. Still, you have time because the second round I'm speaking about will happen only on February, maybe mid-February most probably. So by that time, you can come up with the minimum viable product. You can work on a prototype, working prototype with all the functionalities. So then that has to be presented during the final round of senior market competition. So you can present it during a Teams call. Again, it's going to be virtual because this competition round is open for 9 countries, not only for Sri Lanka. So all the finalists. First, we'll be picking top 20 teams out of all the submissions we get. And then those top 20 teams will be taking part in that live round where they will be presenting it, right? And then from top 20, we'll be picking top 4 teams, and those top 4 teams will be taking part in the Asia level final competition. That's how it happens. And again, so you will be getting so many mentorships from Microsoft Sri Lanka, Sri Lankan employees, and then Asia Pacific employees. It's going to be a really life-changing experience for you guys as students, so don't miss it. And again, if you're going to be the world champion, if you're going to be the winner of world championship, you will get $100K worth of cash prizes. It's a large amount, guys. And again, you will be getting a once in a lifetime opportunity to have a mentorship from Microsoft Chief Executive Officer Satya Nadella. Again, I'm not going to say the same thing. You imagine what sort of opportunity is that. As Sri Lankans, we have a huge potential. As UCSC student, there's a huge potential for you to be part of this competition, win the competition. So please don't lose it. This is a great opportunity for you to shape the world, and you can realize your passion and again, build your skills. It's going to be really, really important thing because as a university student, most of the time, majority of you might be in a really comfort zone with the technologies that you need to learn for your academic activities. But with this competition, it will allow you to go beyond your comfort zones and learn new technologies. When I say new technologies, don't limit yourself to all these buzzwords you hear, right? That doesn't mean new technology meaning something you learn which can be applied in the industry, not only in academic activities, and it will be it would definitely help you to build your solution and make it live. And this is going to be a really great opportunity. There are tons of content available on Microsoft Learn, and it won't take much time for you to come to the level where you need to use this technology to develop your solution. Within a shorter period of time with the content we have on Microsoft Learn. And also we have a specific content repository available on GitHub. I'll be sharing that link soon after my session on the IM, so you can later refer that. So with those content, also you can learn how to find an idea, how to find how to associate, how to build it and how to integrate Azure with it, how to build a team, how to present the idea properly. All these soft skills, I mean, non-technical areas have been covered throughout this session series available on GitHub. So there are reading materials and videos also, but on Microsoft Learn, you can find tons of Microsoft Azure and other product stack related content. So once you register on once you register on imagingcup.com, you will get a link to join a Discord server. Discord channel is also there for senior market competition. There you will find hundreds of other competitors, and they are discussing each other. You can find new team members from different countries, even if you need. You can learn about how they create the a solution, how they find out a solution. And there are tons of mentors available also, from Microsoft employees to Microsoft most valuable professionals to even MLSs are there to support you guys. If you have any question, you can raise it even on Discord channel. Most importantly, you can learn by looking at what others are talking. You can also feel free to connect with more people, and then joining this Discord channel itself will give you a better opportunity to expand your network. And then again, we have 4 categories in this competition, namely Earth, Education, Health, and Lifestyle. When you're submitting your entry, you have to find the most appropriate category and submit your entry. most of the time, with my previous experiences, majority of the students could find the right category very easily because it was pretty much straightforward and falls under one of these categories. But sometimes your solution the problem statement, the solution might be falling into more than one categories. In that case, you have to be a little bit strategic, read the history, and look at what are the categories with higher probability and less number of submissions would be there. And based on these things, strategically, you can pick your category. So you will receive mentorships and other training throughout the event. And if you're going to be part of the semi-finals round or finals round, you will be getting so many mentorships. I'm sure Sahan and the team also got the same experience last year. Likewise, because we are committed for your success, because we want to see this cup is coming back to our countries. So that's the whole intention of ours, right? So timeline wise, this is the date I was telling again and again. So submission deadline would be on 20th of January. In another 20 days time, the submissions will be closed, but still that timeline is totally enough for you guys. Don't worry about it at all. If you start today, even if you start tomorrow, you have enough time. So please don't miss this opportunity. You might have a second year project, go and apply for it, like rush it a little bit and do it, go and apply for a competition. Build a team. And if you are a third year, fourth year, I'm sure you have research projects. You might have been part of local competitions, hackathons, MBQ essays to different activities. So please don't miss this opportunity. Submit it. As Sri Lankans, we have that huge potential. And then we have regional semifinals and world finals. I think in the next slide here, I can explain that further. So right now we are on the third circle here, online semifinals, which has been replaced by Southeast Asian New Markets competition. So don't think about those activities. But we are here now, right? So this particular round will be closed for submissions on 20th of January. And then the winners of that competition round will be advanced into the Asia level final round, which goes as World Finals. And then winners of Asia round will be taking part in the World Championship. World Championship round will be happening in person in USA Redmond, Seattle. So if you're going to be part of it, you will get an opportunity. Fly to USA and stay there for like 5 to 6, 7 days and compete with other members, other competitors, and it's going to be really life-changing experience. So please grab it, guys. That's my request. And we are on social media. We're active on social media. We have different channels, Microsoft Imaging Cup, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Microsoft Sri Lanka. Keep your eyes on these social media channels, and where we are posting all the updates. And also, you can reach out to any of our Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors, most valuable professionals, or even myself and other Microsoft team members in Sri Lanka. We are also in almost all social media channels, so you can reach out to us, and we are more happy to help you guys. When you need help, please raise it. If you're not raising that, we don't know whether you need help or not. Right? So looking forward to seeing more entries from UCSC and Columbia University. And again, thank you for the organizers for putting this together, and have a good evening. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop in on the IM window. More happy to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Prabath, for sharing your valuable insights with us today. Hope it would definitely have influenced the audience to place their innovative ideas on this global stage. So, what is better than hearing from experienced personalities who were able to bring glory with their innovative ideas and skills? Yes, as I said before, we have Team Prostasia who are ready to share their insights on Imagine Cup. So my first question goes to Mr. Dylan Pereira. Becoming a regional finalist is not an easy task. So Dylan, would you like to share what aspects you focused on in order to stand out from other teams?
Yeah, I'm audible. Am I audible?
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Mani. So in Imagine Cup, we believe there are two important things. One is the project and the second one is the team. So when you are guys, when you're selecting a team, we highly recommend that please when you're selecting the project, please select a project idea that can make a huge impact on the world. So if you take past winners in 2022, the project by Bionics, and the 2021 project by that Kenya team, and the 2020 project by the Hello team, the common thing about those projects are those ideas can make a huge impact to the world. So another thing is people think we need a huge complex project to win the competition. So actually it doesn't matter. A very simple idea that can implement within like few hours can win the competition. What matters is the impact to the world. So best example we can give is our project. So it is a very simple application, and it took around 3 to 4 days to implement the entire application. So uh, when you're selecting your ideas, please select the ideas that can huge impact to the world. So and the second most important thing is the team. So in UCSC, we have the best students in Sri Lanka, and we have the great coders. But when it comes to these kind of projects and product stuff, even though we build the amazing projects, we are not properly marketing those things. So when you are building your teams, we are highly recommended include 1 or 2 members who can present the idea in your team, like who can market the idea, who can market the product in your team. So we think that is one of the most important thing in this competition. And yeah, those are things.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Dilan, for sharing those valuable thoughts with us. So journey without challenges will never become interesting. I'm pretty sure that Team Prostasia too would have faced such challenges in their journey. So my next question goes to Mr. Chatura Ratnayaka. Would you like to share such challenges you had to face during that time?
Hi, hope you guys can hear me.
Yes,
Yeah, okay. So throughout that period, we faced several challenges, including technical ones and also, some general challenges. So I will first talk about some technical challenges we face, so you can, get an idea what kind of obstacles you will encounter. So unavailability of public data sets for violence detection and dangerous areas prediction was one of the issues we faced. So what we did was we simply created our own data set. We found a voice actress, and with her help, and we were able to create the audio data set we needed for our task. And for dangerous areas prediction, we created a data set using newspaper articles. So another technical challenge was the unavailability of required tools. So in our app, we needed to guide the user through a path to his or her preferred destination, avoiding some dangerous areas. But the popular solution, which is Google Maps, did not offer any features to navigate avoiding some predefined geographical areas. So after hours of searching and documentation reading, we were able to find a solution, and that solution is Here Maps API. So I'm sure most of you haven't even heard of Here Maps API. This is also a free Maps API service, just like Google Maps, and they provided the feature that we needed. So those are some of the technical challenges. And another general challenge that we encountered, and you guys will most probably encounter, was addressing loopholes in the system. So in any project, there are one or more loopholes. A loophole is something that is harder or impossible to address. So our one was handling false positives. Our machine learning model detects whether some person is in danger by listening to his or her voice. But as we know, there are scenarios where some person can be screaming or shouting for some other reason. So this is a loophole. You have to defend your system at a Q&A session. Try to criticize your system or your idea by looking at it from a third person view. Try to look at it like it's one of your enemies, and you need to destroy this whole system or idea. Then you will find your loopholes. Next, what you need to do is try to find some solution, or simply try to find something that you can tell the evaluation panel if they ask about this loophole in a Q&A session. And you can also prepare some slides after the thank you slide, to present this solution. Then the judges will know that you are well aware of this loopholes and you have tried finding some solutions. In conclusion, my advice is to simply improvise, adapt, and overcome when you encounter challenge. There's always a solution to any challenge you face, even in life. If you can't find a solution, then just change the problem. I mean, that's not gonna work in all possible contexts, but in here you are at a competition. I mean, you are the one who defines the problem, right? It's your project, it's your idea. There are some scenarios where you can change the problem or some aspects of the problem. The most important thing is, in competitions like this, you have to have a mindset of a winner. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chatura, for sharing your words with us. So when it comes to such tech competitions, know-how in technology too plays a major role. Sometimes before applying for these tech competitions, we feel whether we know such technologies or should we know everything about these technologies. So Mr. Sahan Dissanayake, would you like to share your opinions on technologies which our participants should know? Over to you, Sahan.
Of course, why not? So, hi guys, I'm Sandy Sanaya. So answering to the Amani's question and expressing about the technology, and it is highly application specific, and choosing a correct stack is depending on your approach to solve your problem. And here I want to mention one important point Mr. Prabath mentioned in his talk. Don't try to overwhelm your application with all the technology available. You can apply from JavaScript to ChatGPT to anything that possible in the technology arena right now. So my advice is focus only on the essentials just to solve your problem statement, but it should be simple and elegant. And because of that, and since we have tons of technologies, we thought of explaining it in two steps. First, what technology we have used and what technology you can use. So in our case, it is to detect and prevent of happening violent situations. So the mobile solution is a handy solution, and to solve that problem, since the mobility option is there in mobile application, we go with the mobile application. So we use Flutter for building our app, and with material design to designing our app. And also, since it is a very ML intensive application, we have to build 3 models. So as Dylan mentioned, the first model is to detect the audio is violence or not. And the second model, as Chatura mentioned, is to predict the safe level path to available incidents reported, and to person is using the app to direct using a safe path. And my part of the application is to build a heat map where you can see what kind of a violence level is there, what kind of a risk is there in your area, in you right now. So those are the 3 models we are trying to build in our application. And so for implementing that ML task, we use a Python-based development environment, basically deep learning techniques like Keras, TensorFlow, and scikit-learn for basic ML techniques. And also for feature extraction, we use some techniques. And talking about Microsoft related technologies, we integrated Azure AD for authorization and authorization purposes, and Azure Machine Learning for managing our ML platforms. And also in the later phases, we are hoping to use the serverless Azure functions to implement more lightweight API calls and a common dashboard using Azure Web Services to get vital insight about our data. And answering to the second question, so in our application, that's what we have used, and in your application, what you can do. So answering to that question, so literally you can use any technology, as Mr. Prabath mentioned. There is no barrier. What you can do as great, I think Tenuka already shared you what is our architecture is right now. And moving to my answer again, literally you can use any technology, and there is no such barrier to use only Microsoft technologies. But it is safe to use Microsoft related technologies, specifically Azure related services, but you have to use Azure related services. I mean, other than Azure, you can use any stack to build your application. And it is easy to use Azure related services. It's not that really hard to move upon with Azure services, because if you have Microsoft related technologies, it's really easy to manage your code base, since you are moving with one ecosystem of technologies, and it is easy to blend your application into one ecosystem, and it's really easy to manage your code base. And as you see in our previous slide, then it is better to have some high level system diagrams like component diagrams, high level architectures, like user requirements, diagrams to showcase the other people about your elegant solution. So that's all we have to share with you all about the technologies and what kind of a technological background you have to apply for your solution. And apart from that, if you have any kind of a sort of a question about Azure related services or any sort of a question about Microsoft Imaging Cup, please reach out to us. We have 6 MLSAs, including myself. There are 6 MLSAs in UCSC right now, from second year to third year to fourth year. Please reach out to us, take our advices, and yeah, that's it. Thank you, Aman.
Thank you, Mr. Sahan, for sharing those valuable words with us. Now, I'm definitely sure that the audience must be eagerly waiting to register their teams and take part in the competition. Team Prostasia will definitely have their tips and tricks they suggest for you to give a good competition. Let's hear such tips and tricks from Mr. Tenuka Veerasinghe. Over to you, Tenuka.
Yeah, I hope I am audible.
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, so one of the now this is an international contest, and you will definitely be even though you are the best of the best in Sri Lanka, if you consider it, you will be competing against best of the best from other countries too, and the judges will also be from other countries, those who are great and knowledgeable in terms of technology and in terms of business perspective. So one of the fundamental key things I would advise for teams participating is to look at the judging criteria. Every year, Microsoft publishes them along with the tracks. I think we were in the lifestyle track. There are other tracks too. Once you have the idea, take a look at them. Take a look at what they're expecting. In our year, there was a criteria. Now, the criteria even can be split into two. One is the judging criteria, and the other one is in the submissions. We had to publish a proposal first. That is what gets you to the next round. So in the proposal, you have to elegantly insert what they expect from you. For example, in terms of both in terms of technology and what the whole objective of the idea is, sort of. For example, for Prostasia, we thought of it was a general lifestyle problem. For example, in terms of safety. So we marketed it in a way such that tourists could travel safely along countries in Sri Lanka like that. So we know even in the global trends, people tend to think people have a tendency to grasp social issues. Now, even though this is, as Dylan mentioned, the technological wise, this wasn't that easy, that it wasn't that hard to implement. But from the social perspective, this is a really key big problem, but in a smaller scope. You need to focus on that kind of problems and market it in such an ethical way. And remember, when you're putting the proposal also, it won't be just simple as a university assignment submission. Now, these will be filtered and filtered throughout by judges of other countries too. So make sure you have a solid proposal first. Make sure that it is grammatically correct. And in terms of technology, this is a keynote. Make sure that the technology is adequate and is the most applicable. We had for Prostasia, we had we used machine learning, and even in machine learning, what kind of model you are using should be on point for the problem, because these won't be your typical just judges. They are experts in the field. Now, this was regarding the submission, the proposal. Next is the final video. Now, we had to submit, actually, I think it was a 3-minute video. Now, this whole thing, we had to squeeze it into a 3-minute window. And in that 3 minute, you have to make sure it addresses the technological aspect, it addresses the social aspect of the problem, and it also addresses some ethical concerns. Now, there's a huge, like, the judges international criteria, they like how we address ethical issues, like even in terms of machine learning. So squeezing it into 3 minutes along with a demo was the hard task. So you need to make sure that your problem is concise. It is in such a flow that anyone could grasp it, even uh, a person, non-technical person could grasp it. For example, there's not only going to be technical people in the judge board, there will be both technical and those who concern the business perspective as well. So you need to make sure your idea is graspable by all types of people. And this is just something. Now, technical wise, the implementation is just, it's very important. But however, the surface idea is what you need to market the most, because on the first impression itself, people won't notice what kind of technical loopholes you have. They will look at the attractiveness of the solution to that given problem. So make sure you market it well. You could maybe try your presentation could be vivid, using graphics and such. Make sure that any quotes you enter are relevant. You don't just random things go in there like that. You need to make sure those things are applicable to the problem you have. And yeah, that's pretty much it what I have for tips and tricks. And if there are any team that is going to apply for Imagine Cup, please, if there's anything, we could support you in the submissions as well, what to do and what not to do, like that. And all in all, on a final note, what I have to say is, please do apply for Imagine Cup, because it's, even anywhere you go around the globe, Microsoft Imagine Cup is like a global thing. If you had to go in Microsoft Imagine Cup, you're technically a biggie in the IT industry. That's pretty much.
Thank you, Mr. Tenuka, for sharing your valuable insights with us. I think this session became very fruitful, where the audience was influenced a lot and made them aware how important this competition is. And now we are ready to answer your questions as well. The time is yours. Unmute your mic and raise your doubts. If you hesitate to turn on the mic, you still can drop your questions to the chat. So guys, like ask any question because our resource people would be there to answer and clear all your doubts. So this is a great opportunity because now you understand how important this competition is and what value it could add to yourselves, and as well as the recognition that it could bring to you. So like considering everything, y'all should feel that this is very important and we should apply. So if you all are having any questions, just drop it in the chat.
Adding up to Amani's description about that question, I think as far as I know, only Suvin's team is there for applying for this year's Imaging Cup, if I'm not mistaken. So other than that, do we have any other teams who are willing to compete at Imaging Cup 2022 and 2023? Can you please raise your hand? Looks like no. Yeah. So guys, you have plenty of time. I think there are only 25 days, but you have adequate time. So please bring up your group projects. It may be your third year projects. It may be your second year projects. As Mr. Prabath mentioned, it's worth a try out. So at the initial phases, I think you got some feedbacks about your projects, and okay, I think I have a question. Okay, Kiwi, related to your question, how we can start learning Microsoft Azure? It's really easy. Please go ahead to Microsoft Learn platform. There are tons of learning leagues and learning paths and courses, some sort of. So you can start learning each of them. I think I recommended to use the first introduction to cloud computing, and then you can start learning for AZ 900 course. I think that's the most simplest way you can learn about Microsoft Azure, and then again you can do this AZ 900 certification. I think after that, then you collected your AZ 900 eventually. So after completing that certification, basically you know about the ABC of Azure. Then you can do some deployments, some experiments on Azure. That is the basic way you can learn about Microsoft Azure. Tatsarana, you want to add up something more? I think Tatsarana is here. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah, of course. Why not? You can use React Native other than Flutter, but I personally recommended Flutter because it's really easy to code, and also you have bunch of really cool packages for anything you need to know as the external packages. Yeah, you can use React Native for sure.
Yeah, and another thing, guys, it's seeing, sorry, Sahan, if I'm interrupting. One of the other things I'm seeing is people are more focused on the development perspective. Now, before you develop, you need to have a solid idea, right? So otherwise, no matter how technologically advanced your project may be, if there's the idea is if someone has either implemented it before, or if it's maybe if it's not up to par, as they say, it would all gone to waste. But on the other hand, if you have a cool idea and if the development is not that good, still you have a better chance of going for that than what I mentioned earlier. So don't make the development aspect or the complexity of that get in the way of your submission.
Totally agree, Tenuka. Any other questions, guys?
We have another question, I think, yes. Can we use templates for the proposal to make it in a proper manner?
Tenuka, you want to take that?
Sahan, Chatur, I think last year we had a template, right?
Yeah,
They provided us a template, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure,
So
yeah.
I think this year also there's a template. So you can, it's not a big deal, I guess. It's just make sure that you don't procrastinate and fill it at the last moment. Take your time and refine it. Maybe you could get the help of a staff or lecturer from our university too. They have been supportive for us as well. Yeah, if you need, I think we could provide them our previous ones, but I don't think since the ideas might be different, it would help. But anyway, if there's any support you can get from that, we could provide it. Just reach us.
So I think that's all from the participants. There seems to be no other question. But in the meantime, while you're just trying to register, and you all might get other questions as well. So don't hesitate to reach out to our Microsoft ambassadors, and as well as we have Team Prostasia, who are very own products of UCSC. They will be very willing to help you out at any moment. So we are closing towards the end of this awareness session on Microsoft on Imagine Cup 2023. So hope you all were able to understand the importance of this competition. Hurry up, friends, team up and register because the deadline is not too far. It's on 20th of January 2023. Build your teams and get ready to start the new year with the hope of collecting hundreds of skills, experiences, and memories. Nothing in the world exists without imagination. So Imagine Cup 2023 will become the best platform to bring your imagination to a reality. Dream it, build it, live it. Do apply and make your dreams come true. Stay safe. Have a nice time.
Hello. I think I missed one question. We can apply it again for this competition in 2023. I think you can. Yeah. I'm not totally get the question, but can you repeat it again? You just mentioned the competition which is happening on next January, or it is happening on 2024 January. I'm just confused about it. Tarinda, yes, I guess, yeah. Okay, fine. Tarinda, you can, if you understood the answer, my answer is you can surely participate for next year Imagine Cup competition, and also you can participate in next year competition as well. But I recommend you to compete in this year competition since you get some sort of experience and what the dynamics of the competition, and better you can participate in this year contest. And yeah, for sure you can participate in next year contest as well.